Welcome everybody to the Give It podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts, the most, myself, Spartan, Show Guy Joe Tafari TV, gentlemen. And probably by the time you guys see this, it will be the weekend. How are y'all feeling? As we're all muted. Oh, there we go.
I'm chilling. I can't really complain too much.
All right, Joe.
Give me a moment. It'll come to me. It's the weekend.
Is the Zord behind you getting bigger, or is that like 5 in one place?
Wait, are we talking about my big dumb idiot son, Berticus?
Yes. Is Berticus one person or 15 people combined? I can't.
He is 5 Combaticons.
Okay.
And then there's Minosaur here, who's 5 Stunticons.
Okay.
It does look like one big transformer, though.
He's just a Chinese oversized knockoff.
Okay.
He's just like super big. I mean, over here on the Autobot side, I have my other giant idiot son, Defensor.
Just the giant idiots.
Look, they are 1.5 feet tall, give or take.
Still the giant idiot son. That's just throwing me off.
Then I have 2 Korean toys over here. Rex Kaiser and pointing, tracking. Right there. Heavy Iron from Metal Cardbot. Pointing. There we go. And then Rex Kaiser from Mini Force Dino Force.
Nice.
That is pointing. Other way. There we go. That is the base for 9 different mini Zords, all about this size, that will connect to him if I ever get around to winning the lottery, because those are like $90 a piece because of it's because of shipping.
Okay.
These are all Korean.
As we say in America, if you have a hobby right now, no, you don't.
And that Optimus Prime was actually found at my hospital job, just laying on the ground in the resuscitation department under a table. And I literally was like, why is there an Optimus Prime here? I went and knocked on education's doors like, hey, I found this. Is this anybody's kid's Optimus Prime? It's like, no. It's like, well, I know where that's going.
Left behind donated toy or what?
It was literally on the ground in the resuscitation department where we come and do the dummies for CPR training.
Okay.
It's literally there. It's like, I know what that is, but I'm going to make sure I don't take some random child's toy.
Unless Optimus Prime is being used for CPR demonstration.
Oh, no, he's way too small.
That's the only thing I can think of. I was like, why was like, never mind. Bad joke. Anyway, as you can see, guys, we're all on leveled up side, so we do try to watch your language. At the same time, we do show movies and trailers that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. We usually want to start out happy, but unfortunately, we do have to start on this very somber note. Just because we didn't get to save the cheerleader, Kingdom Hearts is going to feel a little bit different. Unfortunately, we are sad to report that Hayden Panettiere has unfortunately passed on.
Breaking news just into the newsroom. Sad news to report. ABC News has confirmed actress Hayden Panettiere has died. ABC News received a statement from her father, Skip Panettiere, announcing she passed away. No word yet on her cause of death. You will recall Hayden starring in the ABC hit show Nashville and the soap opera One Life to Live. She was also in the movie Remember the Titans. Hayden
also notice how they're not saying heroes.
36 years old. We will bring you the latest information as it becomes available right here on Eyewitness News and on ABC 7.
You're 100% right. That's wild. Because every other, and again, we're not knocking journalists, because again, this was news. This news is now 48 hours old. So I'm not gonna knock the journalists, because for a lot of us who actually had remembered Hayden Panettiere, yes, she was a little girl. Remember the Titans, right next to Denzel Washington. But for a lot of us, we knew her in a show called Heroes, which again, if you're not sure of that, the term "save the cheerleader, save the world" was said a lot, and and her character was one of the tumultuous characters. And again, Heroes was a great show. I blame on the right. I mean, writer strike and everything else that was going on with it just led it to where.
Yeah, no, that show lost. Both suffered in their final seasons because of that strike, and the strike is also what gave us Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't understand, like, because I was in middle school when the show came out, like, I don't think we didn't have our first Iron Man movie yet. We didn't even know that Dark Knight was getting made, let alone was going to become a trilogy, let alone that was even a sequel movie. We just thought it was a cool Batman film, but we didn't even know it was being worked on yet. All we had was Heroes. As far as superhero television, we had Heroes, and that was it. Hayden Panettiere had like every household in the country, including my teachers, saying, "Save the cheerleader, save the world." We had no idea what that meant, but we tuned in every week to find out. And then for those of us who were just like kids when Remember the Titans came out, this was like, this was like Cleo being in Holes and then going back and realizing, oh, the dude from Holes was in Friday After Next. And then we're like, oh, the girl from Heroes is in Remember the Titans. So yeah, Hayden Panettiere wasn't just like, oh, a sad act. No, Hayden Panettiere was like America's girl for like a solid 5 years, dude. On top of the fact that she was Kyrie in Kingdom Hearts, I want to say up until the last 2 games, because there was like scheduling conflicts. So I believe the girl that takes over now is her understudy. But yeah, and then the fact that we were having such a great weekend as a fandom, man. We had that panel. Sora and Riku's voice actors got to actually work together and do a live scene for the first time ever, where they read her character's letter at the end of the second game that reunites the band. And then the next day we get hit with this. So I'm very thankful that they actually posted this. I very much appreciate Kingdom Hearts just acknowledging the woman and that she was a part of them. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This has been a funk that's kind of been following me around the last couple of days. This sucks, man.
I completely agree.
And she's only 5 years older than me. That's what tripped me out the most.
36. And also, just for those that can't see it, we are deeply saddened by the passing of Hayden Panettiere. Through her performance as Kyrie, Hayden brought warmth, heart, and unforgettable voice to Kingdom Hearts series. Our thoughts were with her family, friends, and loved ones. But yeah, and it does suck because this was right around the time to where we knew there was going to be good news, but they also gave a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. And like I said, which we will play momentarily, but still, like we said before, it just sucks as far as the timing goes and just that loss of life. We're not going to go into specifics of it because it's still an ongoing case. So we just really want to celebrate more of the life of Hayden Panettiere. We're going to leave all the messy business to the other news cycles once that becomes more prevalent. But, it does suck to lose somebody that was behold to so many fandoms. Although I never watched Nashville, I watched Heroes and I watched Remember the Titans. I'm not knocking Nashville.
Me neither. I never got a chance to check it out. I was like, hey, Hayden, get a check, girl. I ain't mad at you.
Right. I'm not knocking Nashville. For all those that watch Nashville, like, Will, you're from Nashville. I said, I know. We remember the production trucks being everywhere. We freaking know. Not knocking her for that. But we just, like I said, rest in peace to her and her family. I know, like I said before, not getting into the gory details of it all. Leave that up to TMZ and everybody else. So
if y'all need to understand the hype, please, Heroes just got added to Netflix. Please go over there and watch it. Like, it's a 20-year-old show, but for what we had at the time, which was no MCU, no DCU, there was no Iron Man, there was no. I think all we had at the time was fucking Superman Returns. Yeah, which was not great at all. But yeah, Heroes, man, Heroes was that show. If you want to understand the love Hayden Panettiere had from this country, go watch Heroes.
Very much. But we will show again, this is the extended trailer that we did see for Kingdom Hearts 4. Again, it sucks that it happened around this time, but I can understand why Kingdom Hearts fans have something to be joyous about. If you haven't seen the trailer, here it is.
Brings back memories. Gracias.
Huh? Wait, what happened?
He's been forgotten. When there's no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death. Hey, it happens to everyone eventually. Come on, De La Cruzito. You got a contest to win.
What color is the sky? Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. You tell me that it's red. Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. Where should I put my shoes? Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. You said put them on your head. Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor.
This is Quadratum.
They're asking for Dandelion dispatch.
A dark tide has appeared near Shibuya Station.
Polly, behind you!
Wow! Whoa!
Welcome to the Plaza de la Cruz. Yeah! Yeah! It's showtime!
This is a lot of new information. I bet I'll find a clue to saving Sora now. Huh?
So Mickey is now Paper Mario.
And yet still, I want Paper Legend of Zelda first.
I'm surprised they haven't done that with more franchises.
Folks disappear above. Is this where they always end up?
But Sora isn't here.
Why that apparently Hades is just over being a bad guy and just says like, I am never getting out of here.
I mean, they're in his domain, and I love the fact that they're just like, hey, we know we can't get to heaven. Is Sora in hell?
He should correct him. It's like, technically yes, technically no, but not this Pantheon's version.
I like how Donald's tail is sticking out of the bone.
Here's a surprise. You're looking pretty good for an old coot.
Goodbye.
Delicia! Sigurd!
And we still have the giant house key.
Sora, wake up and see.
All right, so Tafari, I'm letting you take the lead on this one because I am so confused at where they are in the story right now.
Basically, Sora break rules, no go to heaven or hell. You get kicked out of our existence as a whole.
Damn.
And the city he ends up in seems to be Nomura's playground for all of his canceled Final Fantasy projects, because there are lots of Kingdom Hearts mobile game characters over there, along with potentially Yozora, who is just not Noctis from Final Fantasy, 13?
Okay, so for 15.
Pretty
Yeah, for
much.
15. Yeah, for 15, yeah.
So it would make sense that Coco is like one of the worlds we visit, since technically we are dealing with death in this story, and of course they go looking for Sora and hate in the underworld, which, and I think in the mobile games is used to talk to people that have passed, or as like a middle ground.
Okay.
So, but because we don't exist in this reality, they're not going to find him there. But I wouldn't be shocked if they kind of do what they did with, it was the 3DS game called Dream Drop Distance, where they would be in the same worlds, but it would be split, so they could see each other, but they saw each other like as ghosts, kind of like how Donald and Goofy were like the Blue Phantoms. It was like that. They're in two different. It's like Young Justice when Captain Marvel, when the adults and the kids got split, and Captain Marvel had to keep doing Shazam to jump between.
Okay.
So
to jump between planes, right?
Same different planes of the same planet. It seems like that might be the case, or potentially we only connect with each other in Disney worlds. The blonde-haired guy, we don't know his real name yet, but he was Luxord in the original games. So
Okay.
that's also asking questions of, if you died and came over here, how did you end up in our world in the first place? Because we know you can get sent here. We didn't know it works in reverse.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, Riku found his way here, which still got to figure that out because that was part of the end credit scene of 3. So I'm curious to see what this new realistic world is like, what the party system's like, since it seems like we're getting teammates per world versus taking Donald and Goofy everywhere. So I'm curious how the leveling system works.
Okay.
Mickey is apparently just over here doing side quests. I guess you can't have one of your most powerful people just used all throughout the game. So he is on his, I don't know. There's like you think with Ansem and Xehanort having like a team of researchers, this library would be full of people, but it's just him going, where's Belle? Where's the Princess of Light, Belle, who loves books? Like, and then whatever this is, James Woods is back.
I mean, Goofy, James Wood, and Donald are all having a conversation.
I'm curious to see his reaction when he finds out Sora's dead. Like, is he just gonna cheer or be like, I'm just gonna keep y'all too? Or but also playable Goofy and Donald. You can finally heal yourself.
Yeah. That seems to be the ongoing joke whenever Donald asks Donald to heal.
So like this is how you see it. Like, so Sora and Riku are going on the same adventure in the 3DS game, but that's how they see each other. They're like ghosts sharing in different planes of the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the villain from the last part of the game. Like, he's been our main bad guy, but now he's young again, apparently. So he also might have been banished to this realm in his original body, since time travel has its own weird rules in Kingdom Hearts. So a lot of mystery, but also they haven't shown us a lot, which I appreciate. There is, because I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3, they gave us way too much, but they're also saying this is going to come out in 2027 because the doomsday clock of 2028 is looming. So they said you will be getting this and Final Fantasy 7, what is it? I'm blanking.
Revelation? Not Revelation.
Revelation. Yeah, you'll be getting Revelation all next year. They are not playing with this no disc debacle.
Oh yeah, I mean that part I can get, but no, that makes a lot more sense because I was like, okay, I am so confused where we are in the story. But Joe, any thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 4?
I just want to know what franchises we're going to. Really, why am I so fuzzy all of a sudden?
I don't know. A lot of
focused.
I'm hoping for Star Wars, since the first trailer looks like it did show AT-ST foot on Endor. And they never explained what that grassy forest area was. Still,
probably the forest of Endor.
That's what everyone's hoping. And he also said he finally got his hands on a franchise he's wanted for a very long time that Disney's had. So that could be Star Wars, could be Marvel. But people also are hoping for potentially Treasure Planet or
Atlantis.
Yes, those two.
I'd be down for them. I mean, there are also Disney animated series we could do. We could literally go have Donald, Sora, and Goofy go to the tri-state area and run the gambit of Phineas and Ferb, Milo Murphy's Law, and Hamster and Gretel.
Still, Phineas and Ferb in a Kingdom Hearts game.
I would love to see Doofenshmirtz make the Darknessinator. Or the Heartlessinator or something. And then everyone just continuously call him a pharmacist for no reason.
Perry the Platypus just...
Perry can be a summon.
Perry could be a summon. And it would have to do the doobie-doobie-doo every time you summon him.
See, I would be laughing.
There are just so many other franchises you could do. You could do so many, like... Oh, God. You know what would be fun? And they could do it as like a mini game. Go to Kick Patowski and just do like stunts mini game.
It is in the wheelhouse.
You know, like I said, I just want to know what worlds we're going to, because I mean, honest to God, unlike Tafari, I'm just kind of Kingdom Hearts out because like I want the Final Fantasy aspect in it.
Okay.
And I understand that they've kind of divorced themselves from that almost. I mean, we're in the Versus 13 city, and definitely not Noctis is right there in front of us. But
true.
I kind of want to go back to some of this stuff, like what the hell's Leon doing aside from probably just being Leon Squall.
That's still a wild moment. But yeah, let us know what you guys think of Kingdom Hearts 4. And again, rest in peace to Hayden Panettiere. Again, it's somber news. It's somber news to go along with news that a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans were expecting. But like we said, we're just gonna celebrate it, her memory and the game as it will be coming out. We think because they said late 2027, it might be a Christmas release, but we definitely know it's gotta be before Doomsday. But speaking of things that make you feel old, Netflix has released their trailer for their next series, rebooting A Different World. Now, unless you are me and Joe's age, you will not know A Different World. You've probably never seen A Different World unless you just happen to catch it on reruns, YouTube, or any other publication like Tubi. That being said, it does warm my heart to see that they are going a revamp route. So if you haven't seen it, here is the trailer for Netflix's A Different World.
Welcome to Hillman, the preeminent HBCU in the country.
Baby, why are you here?
My parents have been pushing Hillman since before they knew my name.
Ever since you left me.
I just want to prove to them I can crush it.
I ain't come this far just to come this far.
You didn't get in anywhere else, did you?
Mom, this is my roommate, Rashida.
Recognize game girls do too.
And where are you from?
Compton.
Watch her.
Nah. Hillman! More money, more cars.
Your star has arrived.
Yes, our fiesta.
Where's the red carpet? Just give him a chance to see the ladies.
You're gonna have to slow, Johnny.
These American girls are wild.
This is gonna be my first secular concert.
Come on, Mary Magdalene.
All I need is one night.
I'm gonna go repent. Hard.
Man, D, she's beautiful. Talking smart, talented.
I am handling my problems like a bad bitch.
She could be a little extra though, but
Right now is the moment to make a statement.
You are forging your own legacy at Hillman.
Hillman, are y'all listening? We are not going anywhere. We are studying. We are partying. We are living our best, young, gifted, black, talented lives.
I miss this.
Baby, let me tell you like I told your mama. You gotta learn how to relax, relate, and release.
Oof, girl, I'm releasing.
Okay. Who's next?
Oh.
Be optimistic.
All right, so that was the trailer for A Different World on Netflix. As you can see, we'll be streaming on September 24th, not too far from now. And like we said, this is around the time of when, I guess we can say his name now, when Bill Cosby was really on top of shows, especially with the Cosby Show, and then moving forward with A Different World, which was really centered around HBCU college life. Again, I'm just happy to see a lot of the original cast is there. The original, the Flip Up Shades. If you don't know where Flip Up Shades came from, they came from Kadeem Hardison's character, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. I'm 2 seasons in so far. I got far enough to watch the main character leave the show.
Yep. Also, if you don't understand why we also support Marissa Tomei, she was also in the original A Different World. So
I was kind of sad to see. I was kind of sad to see Aunt May leave. I was like, Marissa Tomei and young Loretta Devine is in here.
Yes, and for all those that don't know, they were in seasons. Marissa Tomei was in seasons 1 and 2, and I think Loretta was up to about season 3. But no, again, warms my heart. Definitely will watch it. Fellas, what we thinking?
No, I'm trying to get caught up now, so I know what's going on and who everyone is. And then apparently, tall, light-skinned brother with the dreadlocks is, I'm trying to find it because I want to make sure I get it right. That is Adrian Ray's brother or cousin. I am forgetting which one. Yeah, that is Hazel from South of Midnight's relative. So the good yeah, that's her brother. So
Yeah.
the good skills running the family apparently. So I'm excited to see what it is. I'm trying to just get caught up now before because I just met Kree as Freddy and all these other new characters they're throwing at me. So I'm trying to figure out who's who. Sinbad's in here. Apparently Loretta left and then came back because the episodes are out of order on here. But we'll see. I'm excited.
Joe, what say you?
I made it to the season that introduced Sinbad, and that was when it first aired. So I'll be honest, I don't know whose kids are who in this thing. I'm guessing the main girl is the main two, Cree Summers, and the other main dude's daughter.
The main girl is Kadeem Harrison and Jasmine Guy's daughter. So
that's
Dwayne
with
Wayne,
the flip-up glasses, right?
So that's Dwayne Wayne and Whitney's daughter.
Okay. Like, again,
I know
I saw. I'd like to far out. Have not rewatched this. This is not in my wheelhouse. I do remember watching this. I do remember that this was originally a spinoff from the Cosby Show that immediately separated itself from that and became its own thing.
Yep.
I know the name Dwayne Wayne, and I remember watching like a very young Sinbad on this. That's about as much as I can honestly remember.
Oh, no problem with that. Because I'm pretty sure in the show they're gonna remind people of who the parents are. Because the couple of them I sat there and saw, I'm like, okay, so you're gonna be his kid, you're gonna be her kid. Okay, cool. I love the fact
dad driving the whatever that was, Bugatti, Jaguar, whatever that was. He looked vaguely familiar to me too.
Yeah, that's Dwayne Wayne's best friend.
Okay.
That's his best friend, who's his son is the one that's going to be the quarterback that's light-skinned and locks and all that crap.
Why do I have the feeling that he's all pomp, no substance kind of dude? Like, he gets out on the field and immediately gets obliterated.
Well, unless it's a Tyler Perry show, then he's going to probably find religion in somewhere a life lesson along the way.
Don't make us play the Boondocks, how a Tyler Perry thing goes.
Look, be glad it's not a Tyler Perry show.
They gave you the religious girl who finally gets to go outside. That's gonna be your Tyler Perry's character. And I went to school with a whole bunch of them, so that'll be a fun one for me to watch.
And with the moment she said non-secular, I'm like,
oh yeah, no, that was a big giveaway.
I was like, oh, you sheltered child.
But don't ever call your parents. First thing you got to do is learn to lie, because you're gonna learn telling the truth is not nice.
Exactly.
It's just gonna have you crying in your dorm and throwing off the vibe, and you only get away with that with your roommates for like the first 4 times.
If they tell you your favorite comic book hero is Larry Boy and your favorite band is Primus,
oh god,
you need to introduce them to things outside of that world.
Oh god, I thought he was gonna sit there and say the last club they were in was Upward. I thought you were gonna say that.
Well, let me phrase that with an old wrestling colloquialism of, well, you know.
Oh god, I thought you were gonna say Upward class. I think you were gonna say Upward or Royal Rangers. I was gonna say, oh dear god, they were really.
Look, I can't do Paul Bear. My voice doesn't even go that high, and that's me. So.
No, I get it. I'm just messing with you.
Oh yes.
All I gotta say is, for all those that were in Upward Club or Royal Rangers, we're not making fun of you. We just know how sheltered you was. That being said, we do have a couple of video game trailers. I'm going to start with this one because, again, Game Science, who I really at this point probably stalk a little too much because I followed them since Black Myth Wukong. Of course, we've had a chance to play it. It was beautiful. Looks like they're starting another Black Myth series called Zhonghui. It's 15 minutes. We're not playing the whole thing. I just really wanted to show the fight scene. So if you haven't seen it, this little bit that we're showing.
We kick. Friendly fire.
Actual fire.
Okay, the off-screen attack was a little cheap. Be gone.
You know, if he's a spirit detective, shouldn't he have just yelled finger bang and that would have been the end of it?
Well, this is... Wait. Questions. I have many. What? Huh?
Also, apparently the Saja boys are not doing that well after that whole concert battle.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I stopped it there because, like I said, it's 15 minutes. I just want to show one fight scene from this. Again, this is based on Chinese mythology. He is, for lack of better words, a spirit detective. As he is basically, I forgot what he's looking for in this game, but I'm getting brain dead right now. But no, like I said, if you want to see the whole thing, it's available on the Game Science YouTube trailer. Again, I wish I could play the whole thing, but we would be here all night just because of how well it looks. If you like Black Myth Wukong, this one, it looks like it's going to be great as well for Zonghui. No information on when this is going to come out, but trust me, like everything else, I will be stalking Game Science till we actually get a release date on this. But from what you guys saw, what did y'all think so far of the gameplay? So
is this a Wukong sequel, or are we just calling all the games under that company's umbrella Black Myth insert?
Well,
whatever?
It's supposed to be a part of a series, from what I read. So every series follows a different story. They're not going to all run together. They're just all going to be on they're all based off different mythologies.
Okay.
I'm sorry, different mythology legends, I should say.
So he's a spirit detective in this?
Yes. So Zonghui is a spirit queller, but pretty much a spirit detective. That's about the best way I can sum that up. But no. It does look fun. Of course, if you play Wukong, you know difficulty level is a little bit on the Soul side. However, like I said, I like Soul games. I do. I do. I don't know why I like difficult games. It's just a challenge. I don't know. But overall, it does look good for it being a trailer. Like I said, Game Science, if you're trying to do what you did with Black Myth Wukong, I appreciate it. I would like to see a little bit more and maybe a demo if you don't mind. But anything else, guys, you want to add to that?
No, I mean, I look forward to seeing more of it. I know I missed the Wukong train, but I probably need to go back and watch this full thing to get a better grasp of it. But it looks interesting so far. I'm always down for some decent sword combat with some parries, and then whatever the hell happened did he turn into Doctor Strange's cloak at the end? What was that?
Well, he actually becomes a spirit guy. So he's so when he checks him, on the finger on the nose, I can tell you that part. Basically, the guy physically dies, but he becomes a spirit detective and he guides the character after that.
Okay.
So, but Joe, what do you think?
I'm probably gonna pass because Souls just don't. Ever since Elden Ring, I got that out of my system, and Souls-like games just do not hold my attention anymore.
Okay.
Like, it's almost just the exact same thing, just with a different face to it. And action games of sword fighting action games are very, very similar across the board. Like, you have your upcoming Onimushas. That's going to be like a thing. That's a hack slash.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Souls-like. We have the Assassin's Creed style action games.
Mm-hmm.
Souls just don't do it for me. I've had my fill. I did my time. It just doesn't interest me. It's just kind of bored of the genre.
No, completely understandable. But like I said, I just know I'm looking forward to that. Phantom Blade Zero, I can't wait till freaking October for that one. But there's a reason why I brought that up, because Sony gives 0 Fs. But before we do get to that, though, how many of y'all guys knew this? Because I did not. Columbia House, which again has been around for 70 plus years, has decided that they are now going out of business on September 15th of this year.
Which is a weird thing to happen, considering CDs are slowly coming back in vogue, considering
right.
People are starting to say records cost too much money, so they're going back to CDs.
And that's the part that kills me, because for all those that don't remember, and I feel like a very old person when I say this, there was a thing called Columbia House where, as you can see right there, they gave you 11 albums for $1. Now, again, there was also the one where it's like 22 CDs for a penny. There's a reason for that. A lot of people really didn't misunderstand the marketing. There was a whole mess, but Columbia House, before Tower Records, before really any major distributing record place, that's where a lot of people got their music from. But the fact of the matter that I'm not gonna lie, I thought for the longest time they were already out of business, which looks like, according to NPR, at the peak of the 1990s, in the 1990s, this company was pulling in $1.4 billion in revenue. I did not think that many people were buying from this joint. But yeah, it is weird that, like you guys were saying, CDs are coming back. Vinyl, which I'm sorry to say, because that's vinyl, you will never replicate vinyl sound. But vinyl is becoming too expensive. Of course, as we talk about physical media coming back, it's the fact of the matter is, you would think places like Columbia House, Suncoast, they would be thinking it's their time to shine right now. Although Suncoast has kind of been out of business for almost 2 decades, but still,
yeah,
you would think that this would be the perfect time to, like, oh, everybody wants CDs again? Time to dust off those old stores. I mean, we'll never see Tower Records again. Tower is just gone. But what do you think about that, y'all? The fact that, Columbia is shutting down at the time when they could probably, make bank, really.
I'm just shocked to see it happen, especially after 71 years. They're just ceasing production. Like, nobody bought them out, right?
No, they're pretty much going out of business, so nobody bought them. Although the simple fact of the matter is, they have been around since the beginning of since the introduction of the 8-track. 8-track tapes. They've been around since 8-track tapes. I am just saying, but no. They didn't get bought out. It was just they filed for looks like they filed for bankruptcy in 2015 before the brand was acquired by Edgeline Ventures, and it looks like, yeah, in the end, Columbia House managed to outlast the penny. Dang, that's kind of saying a lot. But no, and you would think at a time where they would be making a comeback. MySpace of all things is making a comeback. What does that tell you? If MySpace can come back among the era of Facebook, I don't know. I could be spitballing here, but Joe, anything you want to add to that?
Dude, it's wild.
It's just the whole idea of I'm gonna be honest. I thought Columbia House closed down a long time ago. I really thought that, but the fact that it isn't, the fact that it hasn't, that just screams volumes to me. It really does. Also, GTA 6. How can we put this? Because this is probably going to be a little bit on the quick side of news. For all of those that have pre-ordered, they gave Rockstar $500 million. Congratulations! But before the Netflix announcement for GTA, apparently they did have a leak. Again, we're not going to show where the leaks are, but apparently if you go somewhere else along the Grand Line, a group calling themselves Cyber League actually showed a gameplay clip of apparently the main character attacking a police officer, stealing a motorcycle, attacking a group of homeless people underneath an overpass with a knife, and again, just various other scenes. So Cyber League is the group that is claiming to cause these leaks, because last time we said someone leaked something from GTA 6, the snipers got a hold of him quickly and he disappeared without a trace. Now, this group itself, it's called Cyber League, is pretty much saying that they want to hold Rockstar hostage with a set of demands. Now, what those demands are, well, a little weird. And let me see if I can find them as quickly as possible, because here's what they said. Here's what they said they wanted. And let's see here. So there is a site to the Cyber League website. We're not going to show it here. Go at your own peril. That they have what they call commandments, 3 commandments. Let's see, where's here? First one. That's number 3, which calls on need for by safe line. So Commandment 2 is a prohibition against fake single-player DLCs or including content in a game at launch that then requires an additional purchase to unlock. So what they're pretty much saying is they want to avoid the fact of dislock content behind a paywall that you already own. So for all those that don't remember dislock content, where the content was already on the disc, but you basically paid to get a code to actually release the content on the disc that you've already paid for. Cyber League is pretty much saying the same concept, except this time it's a paywall. They don't want dislock content that you already own on the actual media yourself. They don't want it behind a paywall. They also said, and that was Commandment 2. Commandment 1, it's a statement against digital pre-orders, which they sat there and said, no consumer shall pay for a game through digital storefronts before releasing an independent review. Physical pre-orders for tangible media remains permitted. Pre-orders were not created for gamers. They were created because physical discs had manufacturing limits. And digital distribution, there is no inventory. There is no stock shortage. A digital copy cannot sell out, yet publishers kept the pre-order system and stripped away its only consumer benefit. Now gamers pay early and receive nothing in return except the countdown timer and a cosmetic skin. If publishers want revenue before launch, they can press discs, print boxes, put them on shelves, earn that money through physical production. And then I'm trying to see what the third commandment. Let's see.
Buy our crypto coin.
Yeah. So the donation part. So that was their 3 commandments. Now again, this is a group that allegedly has Rockstar by the balls. They're saying if their commandments aren't met, that they will continue their campaign. Rockstar at this point has put all their nuts in a barrel with GTA 6. I honestly believe if GTA 6 does not do well, that is the end of Rockstar. If GTA 6 does well, Rockstar continues to shine. The question I have, fellas, is should we really be concerned about this group claiming that they can halt Rockstar in their traps? Are they blowing smoke, or is this just another ploy just to put more eyes on GTA 6?
I think these dudes are just pretending they're doing a noble cause, but clearly they're trying to do some kind of pump and dump for their meme coin, and they're all going to go under the jail. We've played this game before. No one has won, so have fun with this unwinnable game of the Running Man you're now playing.
I'm just saying, because the last time GTA 6 got anything regarding GTA 6 got put out, that dude came up missing, literally missing. But again, it's a cyber group. Really should be surprised about that. Joe, any thoughts?
More power to them. If they get what they want, we kind of win.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to judge because, like I said, if they do get what they want, we kind of win.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. If they are able to turn the eventual tide of distributors like Sony, for example, going back to producing physical discs for pre-orders, I see their point. But unless they're sitting on the game in a half shell and are going to release it before Rockstar does, I don't know how much of a threat they actually have. So again, we'll see. But like I said, if you want to know about CyberLeak, and again, we're not posting it here, that's at your own peril. You can peruse the Grand Line and find that out for yourselves. Outside of that, Crunchyroll, being the empire that it has decided to go ahead and gut an online store of its anime and mangas and putting everything behind its paywall. Literally, it's just the Crunchyroll store had again switched their memberships, because at first you could access everything under a basic tier. We did report this a while back that unless you have a Mega or Ultimate Crunchyroll Ultimate or Mega Crunchyroll subscription, you will not be able to access those things. So they put them behind a paywall. So are we really surprised, guys, that Crunchyroll is pretty much going after every other site and just pretty much consuming them at this point?
No, we all said this would happen. I said it was an issue when they merged them with Funimation. I said it was an issue when they shut down Funimation. And I said it was an issue when every damn anime store started redirecting to the Crunchyroll store. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, you have places like what is the one we talk about in the group chat from time to time? Discotheque. Thankfully, Discotheque just sells like through them, but not. I think you can also buy on Discotheque directly. But I think even the Discotheque CDs are going to be behind this paywall, which I'm curious how that works. If you don't own, will you just distribute? Like, I don't think I'm part of your subscription tier. So,
and just for clearing that up, the only other sites that have Blu-ray anime on their sites that are title owned and distributed by Sony are either Funimation, Crunchyroll, and Aniplex. So we're down to 3. And that right there, and it doesn't help that, again, Crunchyroll was supposed to be the difference, and they're now the evil empire. But not to say that there are fan subs out there, not to say that there are other sites out there, the Grand Line that you can go to. But Joe, does this make Crunchyroll more difficult because they're pretty much becoming the Walmart of anime at this point? Like, we have no choice but to go to them.
I mean, yeah, they're so integrated. They're showing up in Disney Plus and Hulu. So, I mean, they only got one thing. The only other site to go to is like Ocean Vale. I think that's what it's called. I have no idea. And I think you have to be a certain age to go to that one.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
High Dive is another one. High Dive is another one that's age restricted.
Yeah, High Dive. That's
but I've also heard High Dive barely works. Like, I heard High Dive just took Funimation.
There is the free one, Retro Crush, but that's for like more classic stuff.
Yeah, but that's only a matter of time before that disappears.
I think they're actually a subsidiary of Crunchyroll. They're just like the free classic one. I might be wrong on that. They may be the Viz Media one. I mean, I really don't know what to say on this one because, like, yeah, they are the only one. They're kind of running a monopoly right now, but like, no one's really going to stop them.
That part, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's going to be hard to honestly stop them when they are the only players in town. But again, Crunchyroll being a necessary evil, that's like Amazon. I would love not to shop at Amazon, but unfortunately, there are things there that Jeff Bezos said you have to go through me or take your chance on Temu. And I'm surprised Temu's still around, honestly. But
are they going out of business?
I have not looked into that, but I've heard rumors. Temu might be getting sold out. Which you would think, considering the fact of how much business they do on TikTok, you would think they'd still be around. But I like I said, I have to look into that. But the reason why I did talk about Sony, giving 0 Fs before we get into Cyberpunk, for all those that don't remember, there was a state of play this week. This week. There was a state of play this week for Phantom Blade 0. There was a chat that was happening at the time, Phantom Blade 0. Again, Phantom Blade 0 does come out this October.
Yeah,
But,
y'all were very bold. Yeah, Jared.
so I will sit there and say this: unless you were there, watching, this was the chat that was going on during the state of play, to where everybody in unison came together and sat there and said, "No disc, no buy, no digital. Pretty much bring back physical media." This went on. Keep in mind, the state of play was 20 minutes, 20 plus minutes. The chat never got stopped. So either Sony has given 0 Fs and said you can see everything that you want, but we are moving forward, or somebody on the social media side for Sony fell asleep.
No, they don't care because they know they're going to get their money.
Yeah, they
That's
truly don't. Like, leaving the chat on was a very bold move. And then I saw this tweet and put it in the group chat. I didn't think it was going to end up in a Kotaku article. That is actually hilarious.
Yeah. And again, like I said, I love Fanblade Zero. My dumbass already pre-ordered it just because I was off the strength of it. Do I want physical discs? Yes. But at this point, Sony has sat there and said, we are going to do what the frack we want to do, and either you can buy it or you can waive it off. I keep hoping that, with Xbox allowing their players to turn their physical games into digital disc, somebody on the interwebs go look at Sony's disc and go, there's a way to rip this shit off the digital and put it on an actual disc. I can only hope. I can only freaking hope that happens. But until then, Sony sat there and said, we give 0 Fs about the whole thing. But speaking of that, speaking of just 0 Fs given, although that's a weird segue, we actually have a new trailer for Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2. I have not yet seen this trailer. Tafari, Joe, have y'all seen it?
Nope.
No, I just saw the thumbnail in passing.
Okay, because I wonder where this is going to go, because spoiler alert of how the first Edge Runners ended, unless it's going with an all-new group. But either way, we'll see. If you haven't seen the trailer for Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 on Netflix, here it is.
It's about my daughter.
Losing yourself, that's worse than death. Those burns. Didn't know anyone survived. You've been out for blood all this time.
Okay, no.
Finally! I found you.
Boom.
What kind of edge runner are you?
You're a weapon? A weapon made out of people?
This is just a Tuesday in Pacifica.
Cyberpunk really just bouncing back from like one of the worst launches ever, with every new season of between the show and the DLCs they keep having. Like
the card game that's about to come out.
That show really bounced. That Cyberpunk as an IP really bounced back from like rock bottom of SpongeBob.
They have 3 comic books that have been out, 2 audiobook, 1 really good audiobook, and then I think another audiobook's coming out soon.
And all that from a Rex, for like I said before, the release wasn't that good, but after many patches and updates, Cyberpunk 2027 and 2077 is running like a freaking champ. But that's Edge Runners 2, as HC guys, it will be streaming on Netflix October 20th. I could have sworn that's one Edge Runner that has Blackwall ability. And if it is Blackwall ability, I got a whole bunch of questions on how they do this. Because again, because I was hoping it would be right. It is look like it's based off a new person. It looks like it's based off a new crew.
Well, yeah, David's dead.
David did. Yeah,
I feel like they said that. Didn't they say that in like the first teaser for this new season? Like, hey, David died last season, but we're coming back.
Because I mean, old girl went to the moon, so I know she's not gonna be a part of this. She left Night City a long time ago. But
yeah, and her canonical ending once she gets to the moon is in a gotcha game,
yeah,
Wuthering Waves or something. I don't know.
Oh, that damn game.
yeah, it was more like a fever dream. But yeah, but I'm not knocking this. I'm definitely watching it because it looks like this one runner just has Alt Cunningham's abilities, and if so, they're gonna be a problem. Jesus, they're gonna be a problem.
The first season's what, like 10 episodes or?
Yeah.
First season's 10
Okay,
episodes.
I should be able to get to that by the time this drops.
But what do we think of the trailer?
I'll check it out. It's somewhat giving me like Fooly Cooly vibes. Like what is going on every episode?
Fair. Joe?
Someone who has 400 hours in this game across 3 playthroughs, I stand by my statement. This is just a Tuesday in Pacifica.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I was waiting for Max Tech to show up. But yeah. Outside of that, we do have a couple more news before we get to our next trailers. This one's short and sweet. Unfortunately, Ryan Hurst will not be able to continue as Kratos in the Amazon God of War television series due to a pectoral injury. Dave Bautista has decided to sign on as Kratos in the God of War series being produced by Amazon Prime. Again, Dave Bautista, I'm just going to be honest, outside of his breakout role as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, this guy has had a lot of really multi-hit blockbuster movies, and he considers himself a serious actor because he does have a couple of serious roles under his belt. And Tafara, I think you said in one of our chats, this comes from the guy that says he doesn't want to do any more action roles because it takes too much toll on the body or something like that.
Yeah, I think after being done with wrestling, and he said he loves Drax, but like Drax is super taxing on him. So I'm just surprised that he took a role this physical where the last guy got injured. Because remember, this is why everybody's campaigning for him to be Hugo Strange in the DCU, because he doesn't. They're like, oh, he could easily be Bane. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to do Bane. I'm going to get hurt if I do Bane. And it was like, okay, Hugo Strange. And then he did that Cabin in the Woods movie.
Where he's freaking huge?
Not even where he's huge, but he's like, he's dressed like a doctor whose shirt is too tight and it's just like calmly telling these people about like their psychosis and how the rule of the woods work. And he's basically like a scientist, I think. And I was like, okay, I see Hugo Strange in this because it's not an action role. He's playing like a peaceful bad guy almost. Like one of you has to sacrifice yourself for the greatest. So I'm confused as to what makes me go back to this because I'm like, I thought you were like, it seems like a bigger risk than you took with Drax. Also, why do y'all not just call Chris Judge at this point? How do you explain? Are they just gonna like randomly between episodes, like he falls in a bush and comes back out different? Like, what do we do?
That what supposedly they're doing reshoots. So Ryan Hurst's character is not even going to be seen in the series. They're actually going to be reshooting. Now none of the other casts have changed. The original casting for Atreus and others that hasn't changed at all. It's just Dave Bautista. I could see him doing Kratos. The guy's got the acting range to do almost anything. I'm gonna be honest. I think this show is cursed. But also, what in the world did they have Ryan Hurst doing to where he tore his pectoral muscle? That's what I want to know. Because tearing your pectoral, for all those that don't know, your pectoral muscle is on your chest. You have to either strain yourself or your arm to such an absurd level to where literally it doesn't take much for that one ligament to pop off your chest, but it takes a lot of pressure to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking to myself, what in the world they have this man doing to where he pulled that problem? But again, not knocking Dave Bautista. I look forward to God of War. But I'm with Tafari. You literally had Christopher Judge sitting right there. And for all those that haven't seen Christopher Judge is a big sumbitch. He personally, I mean, the guy is okay. If you've seen Stargate SG-1, you know who Teal'c is? That's Judge. He literally makes everybody look small. And again, he's voiced Kratos in God of War, in the revamped God of War, in God of War Ragnarok, and in the DLC that we've gotten, and he'll be voicing in God of War Le Fay when that comes out. So And the thing about it is Christopher Judge makes an excellent point when it comes to video game adaptations. You could literally hire the people that have put the work in the game and put them in the live action. I mean, they already, because I'm going to be honest, anytime I hear Kratos, I only hear two people. I hear Christopher Judge and I hear TC Carson. And it depends on which God of War game I'm playing. But those are the only two voices. When I hear those two men speak, I hear Kratos. But again, Judge could actually play Kratos in live action. Why Bezos, the Amazon group, thought differently, I got no clue. But anything else, Joe, you want to add to that?
I mean, Batista does not have to get super huge to be Dad Kratos.
Nah, he's already.
We're not talking Drax huge. Also, let's keep in mind that Dave Batista has a better track record of Hollywood successes than The Rock at this point.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I mean, I am looking at Christopher Judge now. When he was on Stargate SG-1, I would totally agree with you.
And
Absolutely agree with you.
But I'm not knocking Batista because Batista is still 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, I'm not knocking Christopher Judge either in terms of size.
Yeah, because he's a big dude.
But how I put this, like I'm looking at current pictures of him.
Okay, yeah, where he's slimmed down. He's more toned than muscular.
No, I'm talking about Christopher Judge.
Oh, and then he's still big. I think you're talking about
it is
Batista.
not a size or build issue. It is the face. Like, if you look at current pictures of him right now, or at least the pictures that I'm shown when I type Christopher Judge 2026. If it's not the star thing right now, like he kind of reminds me of like he's got like the Cheshire Cat looking face.
I mean, true, but
I mean, I'm not trying, like I said, like right there over off the side or over there on the Wikipedia. Like, again, I'm not talking about stature. I'm not talking about acting ability. I'm not talking about the fact that he's black. I'm talking about that you get the Stargate SG-1 photo right there, and then you move 3 over to the right.
So right here.
No, there or that one. Like, I just can't see him physically in the face being Kratos.
I mean,
SG-1 version, absolutely, hands down.
I mean, well, clean shaven. I mean, when you're bald and clean shaven, yeah, but with the beard, I would say with the beard and you shave his head, or give him prosthetics to where it looks like he's bald. I could rock with that. I could, but I see what you're saying though. I could. But
like I said, it has nothing to do with anything outside of the facial structure. Just seems really off to me.
I mean, fair point, but I could also see that point too. But no, he does have a point as far as voice actors having a shot. But again, I'm not knocking Batista. Congratulations on this role.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do fine. I'm just like, I thought you stepped away from the action because like you were potentially at risk of getting hurt, and you took the role where the
Kratos could just be throwing axes or just yelling boy or doing minimal stuff.
He could, but you're boxing. You have to activate Spartan Rage and box multiple gods at some point. So
that is
I mean, even
fair.
Jackie Chan does wire work now.
I mean, Jackie Chan. I think he's learned.
All
respect to that man. I think he's learned.
I just hope there's new safety precautions because I'm just like you specifically stepped back for potential injury's sake, and the last guy got injured doing this. So
exactly,
I'm sure I don't doubt Batista's acting at all. I'm just hoping the check was not big enough that he ends up in the same situation he was trying to avoid.
We hope, but it depends on what they do because again, they're still a ways out from it being completed. But yeah, supposedly we're gonna see, hopefully see some of this, or at least some of this by next year. Or at least inkling of this by next year, but we'll cross our fingers and hope that no one else gets hurt on set. Knock on wood. Things that'll make me sad. 2XKO is an open sandbox fighting game that was actually done by Riot Games. Oh, excuse me. I've played it. Joe's played it. We played each other in that game a few times. Unfortunately, Riot Games has decided that as of December 2026, they will end active development. Now, that does not mean that the game is going away anytime soon. That means that any content up until that time will still be pushed out. It's just after December 2026, there will be no new content. Now, they did sit there and say that all champs will be unlocked. All champions will be unlocked. So if there were certain champions that you wanted to play in 2XKO, they will now be all released. 2XKO will still be playable on all platforms. They stopped the ability for you to purchase. I forget what they called it. What they call it? It was KO points. So they did disable the fact that you can no longer purchase KO points. They are refunding all purchases made prior to August the 20th. So that's cool. At least they're honoring their customers that way. So if you did make purchases before August 20th, which at the time of this recording is today, as long as you did beforehand, you'll get refunded. And of course, those refunds will be distributed within the next 2 weeks. So again, it's sad because I liked it. It was an open sandbox fighting game. You could have some fun with it. There were some League of Legends characters in there as well as other ones. Me and Joe both thought it was fun, but like I said, I understand they didn't have and Joe has a wonderful point of why he thinks it didn't go as far as they did. Joe, you remember what you said as far as comparing it to other fighting games, what they were lacking?
Oh, yeah. It was Street Fighter V all over again. You launched with a relatively low roster. You had no arcade mode. You had no story mode. Story mode is optional, but you have to launch with a single-player arcade mode. You didn't put out the correct characters, I feel like, at the start of launch. Mm-hmm. League of Legends is like, and this is purely speculative on my part, but like, you want to launch with the strongest roster possible out of the gate. For those not in the know of, like, you launch with people that appeared in Arcane. You launch with people from the League of Legends KDA music videos. Mm-hmm. You then bring in your DLC characters like original character Lady with Squid. I think she's an original character. I'm not sure. You launch with that Temu thing, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But you also make sure you have single-player content, not just esports content, because that's what got Street Fighter V into so much trouble. True. And got them like nearly killed. Were it not for Super Street Fighter V and Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, where they just like, because I mean, if you don't remember, mm-hmm. Street Fighter V is what got Ono fired from Street Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah,
because of those choices, specifically because of those choices.
Yeah, poor mismanagement. Yeah. No, I completely remember that. But it, like I said before, it was an interesting concept. I kind of wish it, if it was done differently, I still think it'll be around. Now, again, I'm stressing this very heavily. They did not say the game was being shut down anytime soon. Again, if you've made purchases before today, August the 20th, you are being refunded. The game is still active. You can still play across all platforms. All champions have been unlocked. So, hey, just like Destiny 2, enjoy the ride while you can.
And this was the game that was in like infinite beta forever and finally just came out.
That's it. That was the one. And when it came out, it was actually fun because when it came out, it had 6 characters. Or it might have been 4.
And the rest were what? Paywalled? Had to be unlocked or?
Paywalled.
You could earn fight money by fighting and doing the trials and the tutorial.
Right.
But ultimately, yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, you can grind your way to unlocking characters, or you could just pay money and just take the other route. But like I said, with 2XKO, it is sad that, again, should have actually gotten, if it was done properly, it would still be around. But hey, things happen. But speaking of things happening, oh dear God, I can't make fun of Fortnite. They have figured out how to stay relevant. I think Fortnite's been around now for what? I want to say 10 years.
Yeah, it's 9 or 10. It's been around for a minute, but I'll be honest, this is actually looking like a solid, like, video game-esque season. So I can't even knock them for this one because this is their legends or icons season. So
yeah,
a lot of people about to be pulling up in this one.
All right. With that being said, this is the new season that we're going to show. It's called Chapter 7, Season 4, Override for Fortnite.
They Crash and Spyro.
No.
Not Link over there.
Not my Shiranui.
Yeah, you got cartridges in the map. That transition was smooth. Mega Man, Tetris. Raiden.
Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
Hey guys. You won't be needing this.
The visitor's channel!
Sure.
Yeah, this season is also a dream. Yeah, this season is also a dream potentially. So
yeah. So that was Fortnite's Chapter 7, Season 4 Override. Again, the new season started as of today. My son was back there, before he had to go to sleep because of school night. But it looks interesting. I'm not going to lie. It does. I haven't played Fortnite since The Rock was introduced as the foundation, I think. But I'll be honest, I will give them credit. They have made this game, this sandbox that has probably made billions in skin sales and whatnot. They've made it more relevant again. So I'm not gonna lie, I might turn around, download Fortnite, and just give it a shot, just to see how I play these things. Although, like I said, not Link and not Persona and not Fatal Fury. But I mean, come on, at that point, that is definitely Sonic. But what do we think? Outside of the fact that more power to them to keep them going.
I mean, it looks dope. They got the Sonic bundle out right now. I guess Shadow and Knuckles are going to be sold separately in the item shop.
Yeah.
They have a cover image for this season somewhere, and Sora from Kingdom Hearts is in there. I refuse to believe they're actually going to let him have a gun. He's going to be like an event character on the island somewhere, or they're going to give you like a Keyblade pickaxe. I do not think they're going to let that man hold a weapon. Curious to see. I'm surprised Cloud and Sephiroth haven't made it in, but they'll probably save that for closer to their game's release.
Right.
I feel like you might get a Crash skin with Spyro as a backpack or a sidekick, maybe like Tails is in this game. But yeah, you have like a Cyber or Mecha because of the weird shoulder pads. You have a Mecha, Knuckles, Sonic, and Shadow. So I'm trying not to go all in on the season because I'm tempted to buy it, but we'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. And Joe, I know your opinion on Fortnite, but considering what they've done, you got to give them credit that they stuck out this long.
Where's the Beyblade? Why has Beyblade X not been in Fortnite yet?
Isn't Beyblade owned by shoot? I got the company that owns
I don't
Beyblade.
think it matters who they're owned, but who owns what. It's Fortnite. They have everything.
Well, true, but that no one said no to them yet. I don't think any company has said no to them using certain characters. Now I think about it.
Probably not.
But
seems like it.
But yeah, but let us know what you think. Like I said, Override season is out there now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are having fun with it. But yeah, can't knock it. Fortnite has figured out their formula. But speaking of things that have a formula, I did not see this coming. Have y'all seen the Golden Axe trailer?
I haven't watched it yet. I just saw it hit my notifications, and then I remember New York Comic Con is happening today. That is why, or Anime NYC. That's why we're getting all these random drops today.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably where this is coming from. But no, I don't even know when the last time they made a Golden Axe game was. So I'm not against the series.
1999 for the N64 Golden well, that's not Golden Axe, that's Gauntlet Legends. Sorry. Anyway, here's the trailer for Golden Axe.
In a time before history, in a land of might and magic, when evil rises, heroes rise harder on their trusty purple mutant thingies.
Oh my gods, it's them! I'm a huge fan.
3 heroes, Axe, Tyrus, and Gilius, level up to save the kingdom of Uria from the evil giant Death Adder.
To defeat Death Adder, we need an actual plan.
We're going to do what we do best. Face a series of progressively harder enemies until we have a big final battle with Death Adder. And then we kill him for good.
Until he's dead. All the way.
Fire magic!
I was hoping I could join your quest.
Why don't you go first?
And a trap on the first try!
And so our heroes fight all sorts of stuff. For Uria! That was for Uria.
You better not be another mini-boss. You better be the final one!
Legendary kill. It's just what us kitty cats do. I'm so excited I'm gonna throw up.
Because we're us. Sorry, we don't have a group name. We were barely getting along until 8 minutes ago. Sega!
Chop first, axe questions later. What else would you do with an axe?
I don't know!
Golden Axe! Whoa, like the game? Heck yeah! Let's freaking go! Thank.
I have several questions. I would watch it. That was the trailer for Golden Axe, guys, and I apologize. It is going to be streaming on Paramount Plus September 16th. What are we thinking, fellas? Because I got Futurama vibes. I got Adventure Time. I got a little bit of everything, but I'm intrigued, especially the fact that the Sega was the battle cry. But what do we think?
No, I'm glad it seems like it's going to be a more mature show. Because I'm not sure how you kidify a hack and slash game based series. It also seems almost self-aware when it's talking about dungeons and bosses and final bosses. So I'm curious to how fourth wall breaky this show is going to be. But it seems interesting enough. I'll definitely check it out whenever it drops via Methods.
Oh, I was laughing about that. You better be the final boss. You better be the final boss. I was like, when many years ago playing Golden Axe, I felt the same way. And then stomping the gnomes out to get potions and everything else. That was funny as hell. But Joe, what say you?
The main character got isekai, didn't he?
That's what it's seeming like.
Seems like it.
That's just what it seems like to me. It's like you've been isekai'd.
No, it did, but I will say it does look pretty funny. So I guess they are going for the more comedy side of it all. But yeah, let us know, guys, what you think. Golden Axe, like we said, it comes out September 16th on Paramount. I can't knock it. I'm getting more Adult Swim vibes from this than Paramount vibes, but I am definitely not complaining. That being said, we do have some other clips from Coyote versus Acme because why? That comes out next week. And we cannot stress enough, if you have the ability to go see it, please go do so to support this movie. Because keep in mind, this movie was shelved. This movie was made, then shelved, then released, then sold to Catch Up Entertainment for the rights, and now is actually making it to the movies.
Yeah, apparently has 101 on Rotten Tomatoes, which I didn't even know you could do, which interesting. Hoping the score stays the same, or they have at least earned the right to keep that on a sticker if they are, if they end up selling this on Blu-rays and DVDs.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 week from the day y'all are watching this recording. So I'm just excited this film gets to see the light of day, and the reviews have all been great so far.
Yep, fair enough. For all who haven't seen it, this is another clip from Coyote versus Acme.
I feel like that time that was his fault.
I mean, dang, that kind of hurt.
Like, how was that when this his fault?
I was gonna say, Joe, you gotta explain that one, because I'm like,
he could have let go when he was above him.
You know, that is fair.
It's fair, but momentum wise, now we can't put physics to tune reality. But anyway, Coyote versus Acme again comes out in theaters August 28th. Please definitely go out and see it and support this movie. Also, we do have another clip, another one.
I couldn't find this one on YouTube, and I didn't want to risk like it coming from a third party somewhere. So they had this collab with them and Screen Rant on Instagram. The corporate fat cats or fat chickens, I guess, have their meetings.
Still, Foghorn Leghorn, that still trips me out as a character. But anyway, here's a clip.
Does it expand?
Mr. Leghorn!
Buddy, I say buddy, you little rascal, you. I was Bora Bora. The tax haven's so nice, they named it twice. So I heard we have ourselves a lawsuit in the animated sector.
Talk to PR about this. You know, it's a local paper and pretty flattering. You know, I'm gonna win this case as fast as I can, but in the meantime, I think things like this make us look pretty good in the public eye. Not ideal, but you know, it's like killing two birds with one stone.
Two birds, one stone. What a vile expression.
I only
rotten. We both know it would be very unpleasant for everyone involved if anything bigger, I say bigger, were to become public.
Yeah, what is the little window thing in the middle? I didn't know if that was an expand or okay, mini player. Never mind.
I was looking for an expand, but yeah, that's about as big as I can make that screen.
Okay, yeah, this is what Foghorn Leghorn was doing before he started hanging out with Daffy.
Boy, Foghorn went real corporate in this one, didn't he? He said too, but I said, boy, if you don't fix this problem, I was like, why'd I get more boss hog producer hazard? I'm like, I'm not knocking it, but yeah, I want to watch this now. I want to watch that. And also John Cena. This man's just doing side quests now. He's just doing side quests in each of these movies. And like I said, he's got to be freaking hilarious in this one. But Joe, anything else you want to add to Coyote versus Acme?
I will be seeing it with friends on Friday, if not Saturday.
Nice.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
Currently trying to get my band together now and see if there is any merchandise or posters I can acquire from this.
Fair enough.
Depending on theater.
But like we said, if you have the ability to go out and support it, guys, August 28th, please do so next week. Because trust me, this might give us hope for another thing that's stuck in the DC, that's stuck in the Warner Brothers vault. Again, you released the doggone Batgirl movie, you cowards. That also being said, still sticking with Paramount for a second, there is in talks with their Nickelodeon to revive Hey Arnold. I'm gonna be honest about Hey Arnold. I don't have a lot of knowledge on it. I know it existed. I know there was a movie. That's all I got. But does anybody else remember Hey Arnold?
I mean, the show was kind of more grounded in realism, and I'll be honest, I feel like Hey Arnold had a bit more of a serious, more darker tone on top of the comedy. I will say the Jungle movie served as a great finale of that series, finding out Arnold's real name, finding out what happened to his parents, bringing all of that forward, and again, this show dealt with some real issues, like his neighbor basically fleeing Vietnam and leaving his daughter behind.
Yeah, we keep forgetting that this takes place in like the late 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that too. So I'm just like, they dealt with some, like the kid who had the chocolate addiction. I'm like, seeing how much y'all watered down Rugrats, I don't really think this is the show you want to bring back for the reasons you think you do. Because this show was very honest, especially Helga's dad was kind of I'm busy working. Her mom was basically an alcoholic.
Dang. I didn't think they got that real on Nickelodeon.
Like the first episode where they are dressed as fruits, they are mistaken as two people for a drug money drop off.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they do it in a kid fashion, but her mom's always slurring and always sleepy, and she's always
making smoothies,
and I gotta take my meds, or they make me real tired, Helga. So Helga, which is usually how you get a boy-obsessed girl who gets mislabeled fast, because it's like, hey, she doesn't get the attention or proper teachings at home. You got an older sister, but like the older sibling is just the one who survived your parents the longest.
Fair.
They also tackle religion because Harold had to go through his bar mitzvah and just didn't want to do it. There's also those weird what if episodes where it involves Arnold's cousin.
Yeah, like what fever dream was that episode?
There's the unrequited love episode with him and Ruth. The really dark stuff involving Dino Spumoni.
Okay.
Which is just like they're standing for Dean Martin and his inevitable downfall in musical society as time and genre just kind of passed him by. But no, it did end very well. Jungle Movie's fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't mind a season of them like maybe a year or two older and Arnold still acclimating to his parents and his parents acclimating to like society after being asleep for what is essentially 10 to 11 years that they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I mean, I don't mind if they're a little older, like maybe 13, 14, and seeing Helga and Arnold navigate a young relationship, because we do have the fast forward episode where they are obviously married.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also seeing what that kind of relationship looks like, because we know Helga will be pushy, but we also know Arnold won't take that BS.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm down for it, but I'm also extremely biased because Hey Arnold is my favorite Nicktoon.
Fair enough.
Like, I remember when he was on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I mean, no, wrong. Fair enough.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, he appeared a couple times on Pee-wee's Playhouse with, he was like a backup short for that Penny claymation. He was also a claymation on Pee-wee's Playhouse a couple times.
Right, he was.
Also, the other thing that you should know, Hey Arnold, the most insanely good and awesome soundtrack ever.
That too.
Like, this is where all the people Tafari's age and to some extent our age, this is why we like lo-fi so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned something. Well, that's cool. I mean, right now it is in the process of being talked about being revived. If more news does come out about it, we will definitely talk about it. But
You know, you
dang,
can give me an episode about global warming and how Arnold's room is just not adequate to live in because it's just a giant skylight and is somehow not actively cooking him every morning.
I'm about to say he lives in a loft, doesn't he?
Yes,
Loft, attic.
with no way to shield it. I'm just like, I would love to see the episode where Arnold replaces his skylight with like solar panels.
Jesus. So he's,
I mean, not to mention all the technology in his room. That boy must be like my my room when I live with my family. It's just like constantly 80 degrees. You just get acclimated to it naturally.
Jesus. Well, we will definitely keep up with that on Paramount Plus. If more news is out about that, I had not realized that Nickelodeon went that dark and that real. I missed out on some things. But speaking out of missing out on some things, I'm going to be honest with these next two bit of news. Kind of excited about one, just because from a fighting game standpoint, this feels pretty cool. Former director of Tekken 8, Koei Aikida, will actually be joining with Mr. Harada at the VS Studios. Now, we talked about this, that Mr. Harada did lead Tekken to basically in a joint operation with SNK to create VS Studios. Now that the other director, Mr. Aikida, is actually leaving to join Harada, all I can sit there and say, that fighting game is going to be freaking awesome. I know it's going to be a fighting game. Now, whether it's a brand new IP or whether they're reviving an SNK title, not really sure. But with those two actually doing their own thing and maybe not being so, how can I put this so nicely? Not being so restricted by Namco Bandai, I think this is a good thing. But Joe, Tafari, what do y'all think? I know of a potential game that's coming from these two legendary figureheads.
I'm sure it'll be interesting. I'm just curious to see what it is or what the concept, what new characters. Are these all ideas that they weren't allowed to do elsewhere?
I'm going to guess all the above.
What the reason for this Voltron they're forming is everyone, like, I'm curious what the T is. Or are they going to be like, hey, so they were kind of, were they locked in a Death Row Records deal at each of their studios, or is this just like the retired senior citizen hangout of fighting game directors?
So they all came from Namco Bandai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All three of them.
But at the same, and I go ahead, Joe.
No, it's just Tekken 8 was such a tumultuous thing that they were getting harassed online because Season 2 was god-awful in Tekken, and Harada also just wanted to do other things. I'm guaranteed, just like Bandai Namco just wouldn't let him, and his pedigree and his fame and his popularity, just like he outgrew Namco Bandai, so he probably figured I can go anywhere and do pretty much what he's pretty much Kojima, but without the confusing video games.
Yeah.
He just wants to make good, fun games, not cinematic masterpieces. Plus, he also is like, all these people I grew up and worked with, they're either retired or dead.
True.
Let me make a studio. No, he literally said that himself. That was one of the reasons why he retired. It's like everybody I know is either retired or dead.
No, that's a fair point.
So he just went to SNK, and I think SNK just gave him the keys to the kingdom.
I mean, it's Harada, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like saying I would love to be a part of your company. Here, have everything.
He literally went to a place where his catchphrase of "Don't ask me for shit" is being fulfilled.
Yes.
He literally, I mean, it's like Deadpool Wolverine. We will treat you so much better than those people down the street. That's what SNK pretty much said. We will treat you so much better. But no. With that being said, like I said, we don't have any more news as far as what Harada's doing. We are just waiting in anticipation what he does now that he's at VS Studio and he's very much doing his own thing. And it looks like he's getting some old familiar help. Also, in the world of MechWarrior 5, we do know that DLC details are coming September 1st. At the time of this, Joe, we don't know anything else beyond that, do we?
So, this is purely speculation on my part. There are two substantial things we can do as we move forward in this timeline. Because if you look at both MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries and clans, we keep going back and forth in a definitive timeline from the time of the clan invasions until current. So we have one more of the big 4 clans to do over in MechWarrior clans, and that is Clan Jade Falcon. And if we were to do that, we'd be doing the Refusal War of 3057, which is where the last DLC was Clan Wolf. We did see some hints of the Jade Falcon stuff in there because we do run into a very prominent character from the Jade Falcon trilogy or Emerald Falcon trilogy. I forget which one it is.
Okay.
There's that. If it is a second DLC for MechWarrior Mercenaries, it would be Operation Bulldog, which happens in 3059, which leads to the complete eradication of Clan Smoke Jaguar. They just butcher that clan to the point where they are no longer an active clan.
Damn. Okay.
So those would be my 2 speculations. We did just get Chaos Reigns, which is the last one, which is kind of a holdover. I'm not going to lie. That's just revisiting the BattleTech, the animated series. That doesn't really have a big impact in the grand scheme of things. It's essentially a fan service DLC. It's a fantastic fan service DLC. But the narrative that they've been doing where it's been back and forth, that holds nothing to it. So it could either be we're getting the final clan for Mercenaries, which is Clan Jade Falcon, and we're going to do the Refusal War, or we're getting Operation Bulldog for Mercenaries, or we are just tossed in there as part of the Starling militia and just eradicate the Smoke Jaguars, which would be interesting considering that's what clans started us out with, was the Smoke Jaguar kids.
Okay. Well, that's good to consider. Like I said, like I was saying before, MechWarrior, the company behind MechWarrior, they seem to be doing right by their fans, giving them complete DLCs, adequate pricing. You're not screwing them over by paywalls. Again, we just want to shout them out because they got that pretty much made. But a couple more trailers and then lanterns before we call it. This one is the newest character from Fatal Fury's City of the Wolves, called Duck King. And yes, as the name suggests, he does have a duck.
Cedric.
City of the Wolves.
All right, so that was the trailer for Duck King out of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. As you can see, guys, he will be available to play August 27th this year. And also, as you can see on the listing of DLC characters, he's number 3 behind Rick and Kim and Larkorn, which only leaves a mystery character for October and December. To which, Joe, I think you had some guesses about who those 2 people could be, possibly, did you?
I mean, they could be more crossover from Street Fighter. They could be Samurai Showdown, Guilty Gear, Kyo and Iori, K-Dash and Ash. They literally could be anyone. They could be David and Lucy from Edge Runners. They could be the two new characters from Edge Runners.
Mhm.
God only knows with this thing because we've had just some wild guest characters already.
Safari, what did you think? I think you were. Did you say something while the video was going, or I just heard it?
Yeah, I saw the voice actor was Cedric L. Williams. He who Kira interviewed when she during one of the unmuted sections.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. It was because he's Rengoku's little brother in Demon Slayer. He is Shuren Nishi in Chainsmoker Cat. And then he's Poco Loco in Steel Ball Run for JoJo's.
Nice. Okay, because I was wondering what that name did sound familiar. Yeah, you're right.
He's also one of the kids in Promised Neverland. I'm trying to remember which one.
Mm-hmm.
He is, and in Storytime Stranger, he is Vadamon, Seedramon, and Kodamon.
No,
Nice. Which one, Joe?
He's Digimon?
Yeah, he's in the video game you were playing, Storytime Stranger.
Oh, okay. Time Stranger.
He's 3 of the voices in Storytime Stranger, and then he's Don in Promised Neverland. So familiar voice.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not knocking that. Definitely want to shout him out, especially in the unmuted series on Blur Station. That being said, the last thing we got, guys, before we get to our Lanterns discussion and call it, we actually have some control options from Strange in Heaven. Because if you remember the Fight Night stick from Fight Night, I want to say 2003, well, get used to it because it looks like they'll be using both sides of the controller on Stranger Than Heaven. But here's a clip that actually shows exactly what we mean.
Hi, Otto. Welcome back.
Nothing stays buried, no names, not a word. Die through the silence with the memories blurred. Ash on the wood and a hush in the air. Men come and go, but few bleed for prayer. They bury the present in the past. Rumors rise slow, but the truth moves fast. Under life and death, some names still burn. Don't read between the lines, close your eyes. I heard the answer. You better not get it. I found a place where I'm not alone.
I'm sorry, but when you gut old boy's leg like a fish, the leg's supposed to come with it. But
if you're looking for the mute, it's up top.
Oh yeah. So it's like if you're looking to gut somebody, that's one way to do it. Now I'm not against this for left side, right side for body attacks. It does make for a little bit more realism. So you're not sticking to one button during your fighting, but I dig it. Now it just makes me wonder if that's right button, left button. So I guess the left trigger and right trigger is gonna be left leg, left kick.
Yeah,
right
I guess it's the bumpers to fight, but then I'm curious what the buttons are for. Like that's
another thing.
Not too many games where the literal side of the controller controls the side of the body. So I'm very curious to see how this plays.
Yeah.
But also, what do we do with the rest of like all of this? Because
you go listen to sounds.
That's going to be a fair question because if you're only using 1, 2, 3, 4, so theoretically you're only using 4 buttons for attacking. Theoretically.
And then combos of those 4, I can see maybe weapon pickups and run, but like I'm curious to how this plays out, and like just because I think the only game I've ever really tried was like the early Ape Escapes, where they made you use like the left and analog sticks to like literally move left and right, and then I think you said whichever Fight Night had everyone struggling against Isaac Frost.
Yeah, 2003 was the fight stick that everybody hated. I hate the fight stick, but no, it does look cool. Again, Strange in Heaven. What more can we say? Where does Tupac play in all this? Why is Snoop Dogg a part of it? So many questions, but they hopefully will get answered January 15th of 2027. Of course, will be available on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation, and Steam. So, like we said, it looks interesting. Joe, any thoughts on the combat they've shown so far?
Yeah, I'm changing it to square equals punch.
That's fine. That is fair. If remapping the buttons is also an option, unless for some reason they purposely don't put it in there.
True. I mean, they could, but it just depends. But like I said, we'll find out once we get there. But the last thing we do want to talk about, guys, is Lanterns. Again, the first episode did occur this past Sunday, and just go around the bend. I'll start with you, Joe. What were your thoughts on it?
It was fine. It was what it was. The only problem I had was, what's the actor's name? Kyle Chandler did not do a good job. And I don't mean that he was a bad portrayal of Hal. He was not acting very well in this. I clocked him doing at least 5 different accents over the entire hour.
Okay.
If you go back, I promise you will pick up that he is speaking with a neutral tone, a Midwestern, a transatlantic. At one point, he said it was ring cow, where he's saying sorry. He's saying it in his normal British accent, because I believe he is British. I might be wrong on that. And then he gets very Southern in the midway point when he's in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Just like he had the same problem as Anna Paquin in the Rogue, in the OG X-Men movies with Rogue. She was Southern Belle for all of 15 minutes. And the moment they got it to Massachusetts, that accent was gone. The other gentleman, Pierre, thank you. Fantastic fantastic all the way through. No complaints whatsoever. I see people are complaining that Hal says there's only one ring on Earth, and people are bringing up Guy Gardner like that was in 2016. Guy was a Green Lantern in 2025. Mm-hmm. They probably changed that rule. Trust me, I can definitely nitpick the hell out of this with Green Lantern lore and its sheer inaccuracy of stuff. Also, I guess John Sr. grooming his son to be a Lantern was
that was
very odd.
Very.
I need more backstory on that. Like, I'm confused on what that was even about.
Yes, because taking your son out and shooting an apple off his head multiple times to totally desensitize him is a completely normal thing.
That was just playing Jane off. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
So like I said, I don't have a problem with the series thus far. Like, I liked what I saw. It's just Kyle Chandler's inability to maintain a singular accent. This whole thing really took me out of the character. I was not shocked by the end. It is what it is. I also know we're getting like transitions between 2016, 2006, and 2026. So it is what it is there. Or 1996, 2016, and 2026, I think is the right thing. So it was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, but like, as a Lantern fan, I can nitpick the hell out of it from its inaccuracies. But in the grand scheme of things, aside from some acting hiccups, it was completely harmless and enjoyable.
All right, Tafara?
Yeah, we're one episode in. Stop trying to figure out the whole show in 45 damn minutes. I thought it was fine. It's very much. I'm seeing the Justice League Unlimited influence, because the whole good cop bad cop dynamic is fine with me. I'm curious to see if we see Ma and Pa Kent, because I'm sure they were sweating bullets when a space cop pulled up on the news and they had just adopted an alien baby. Or people are theorizing what if that is the oath that Hal broke is, I don't care how much you hate Kryptonians, I'm not bringing in an infant. I'm curious to see how much this overlap is and what happened to that town in the time skip, because it looks like that ranch of militia people got like destroyed. And Hal was saying that the place where the initial, I forget the alien who gives him his ring, the place he crashed was originally that football field. And he never found out what caused him to crash. So that's why he's always, is that why he's always said he's always studying that spot?
Yeah. At least that's my guess. That's
at least in the continuity of this show.
I like that. That's honestly my guess. And not to cut you off the fire, because again, I gotta see more. Like, don't get me wrong, the first episode was all world building. I liked. I'm on the other side. I like Kyle Chandler as Hal. It's gritty. It's different. It's got True Detective vibes, which again I love True Detective. I love that series. Which is why I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be one of those episodes that you won't be able to really get a handle on in the first episode. So, you know, this just makes you want to watch it more, at least in my opinion. But again, loved Hal Jordan, loved Pierre as Jon Stewart. Little weird that his dad was already talking about, you know, are you not afraid? You know, are you not afraid? And of course, no. And then the William Tell with the apple thing with a Beretta at 42, that was still freaking weird. And also, you know, John, you know, how do you meet somebody and then you meet somebody? I'm gonna leave it at that if you haven't seen the episode.
Yeah, like I say, very, very much Justice League Unlimited influences in there. Because once you hit him with another man's grill, I was like, also, why are we eating fake meat? Why are we eating tofu over here?
Why are we eating tofu? And he said, that part was like, he doesn't eat meat. Okay, that's different. But all right. But I will say from this, as a Lantern fan, I enjoyed it. I said this before on my social media. Some of you toxic fans out there have to stop with the perfect adaptations. It's not going to happen. They're all going to be interpreted a different way. At this point, with DC cutting movies and television shows and concepts, be freaking grateful we at least got this.
They still could have given him the aura when he flew.
And again, still might happen. Like I said before, the first episode just makes me want to watch more, but that's what I got from that. But let us know what you guys think in the comments about Lanterns. Again, it comes on every Sunday on HBO Max or however you decide to watch it. We do not judge.
Yeah.
But again,
folks are calling fake out on the ending of the episode, but I'm curious to see. We're clearly gonna get flashbacks of him during the other years, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm curious to see. It's a good hook to set up for a season.
Oh, it
but
definitely
also
is.
Study your racism if you're gonna go to a red state.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a weird thing.
That was
once he started like looking around Barack Obama, I was like, are you someone feeding you this info like in real time?
I just want to sit there and just go, ooh, they definitely made sure to understand where you
It's still unclear what kind of manhunters we're dealing with. Are we dealing with Martians or are we dealing with actual robots? Because there are Manhunter sleeper agents, because that was literally a DC hero at one point called Manhunter. He was like a synthoid sleeper agent.
I have chalked it up to I will let the series play out. I am not going to guess.
We'll find out.
That's what I've chalked that up to. I'm not even going to try to guess on which Manhunters we're actually dealing with, but I'm curious to see. I know we're going to find out before the season's over. I know that much, but that being said, guys, we are definitely going to go ahead and call it as we wrap out. We do thank everybody that liked, that watched, that saw us, even though we're recorded. Life be lifing, but we want to make sure that we do get you guys an episode every week. Before we do get out of here, shameless plugging as usual. I will start with the man, the myth, the legend himself, because he's everywhere, and also on Roxy Hayes' radar. Tafara, so people know where they can find you.
Oh yeah, she's taping her special right now. Good luck out there. Break a leg if people still are supposed to say that. Yeah, we are done with IGPX. We're still going through Asha's Wrath in the gaming channel. I have 2 new skits, hopefully a third by the time this goes live, that I'm currently working on. And then whatever, we'll charge it later. There we go. Also playing Finding Nemo earlier today, and then I will gonna go look for a GameCube controller so I can get to some more of that catalog tomorrow. But that is basically it for me. Check me out over here and over here -gaming. If you see something that doesn't look like me, it ain't me.
All right. And of course, another busy man that's always out and about. Joe, let people know where they can find you and what you're up to, sir.
Show Guy Joe or Joey or Total Justice Gaming on YouTube. Joe Italian last name on Twitch. We just finished Burning Rangers over on Retro Saturn Play. Apparently, you had to fight the Big Getty Star in the finale. Like literally, the Big Getty Star. And now we're on Bulk Slash. I am looking into getting another console through Means to stream some other stuff. when we eventually run out of Saturn things because there's only so many Saturn games. Other than that, running it down on Street Fighter with Yasmin. We're still in Gold 3, but I'm just taking my time and having fun at this point. Eventually, we will be streaming, hopefully, all three of us together, Alien Fireteam Elite 2. We just got to work out the logistics on that. I already know I'm going to be playing the Mechanist because that's what I played last time, was the turret dude in Fireteam Elite 1. Other than that, you will find me Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays over at Middle Tennessee Gaming. We're doing a charity drive right now to help raise funds for an eventual move. Our goal is $100,000. I did not set that goal.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, no, I think that would be fantastic. So we are slowly getting ready to move to a new location, hopefully by October. Still in the Bellevue area. Other than that, I work my second job. Don't come see me at my second job.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And before I do get to myself, guys, we do also want to shout out Rick's Comic City. Before we do Rick's Comic City, check out Weird Enough. WeirdEnough.com is the spot for Nerds for Literacy. Tony Weaver, if you don't know who he is on a mission to get kids more reading, getting kids books in areas that access may not be helpful to them. So if you're able to donate, please go to WeirdEnough.com or Nerds for Literacy on Instagram or any other of the social media sites. And if you can help it or if you can share it, that would be most appreciative. Shout out to Rick's Comic City, Nashville's #1 go-to place for comic book stores. Again, we are seeing on their screens 2 locations, Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee, as well as their website at rickscomiccity.com. Check them out. You will not be disappointed. You can also check us out on APR TV, along with other shows as well. It's an app that's on the Roku channel, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Definitely check us out there. You will not be disappointed. Also, BlurStation.com. I cannot stress this enough, guys. You want to be on this train before it disappears. Movie, television, anime, you name it, they got it. $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station, and Blur Station can be streamed on all smart devices. Definitely check us out, the Get Bit Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button where you can, as well as any of our pages that are down there. Definitely feel free to check that out. Also, check out Blur's Eye View as well. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll hopefully be back in September with that. And if you'll scroll down, you'll find every one of our pages there to where you can like, share, and jump on that train as well. We would certainly appreciate that. As myself, Black_Spartan615, can find me also everywhere as well. I talk with everybody, just don't make it weird when you can have it of blocking people. At the same time, guys, please check your mental health. At the same time, check on your friends. Get out there and enjoy life. I cannot stress that enough with everything that's going on right now. Con's still going on. Respect the cosplayer. Deodorant and hygiene is key. Again, talk, share, and discuss your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool. That being said, guys, again, we know it's recording, but still thank you for watching anyway. As we wrap this up, we will hopefully be back here, Saying Get Bit Time, Saying Get Bit channel next Friday. With that being said, fellas, any last words for we call tonight?
Have a safe weekend. Don't go see Joe at his job.
Yep. And at the same time, it's the weekend. Make smart, safe decisions. And yeah, go see Coyote versus Acme next week. And again, enjoy yourselves. I've been Spartan. He's been Tafari. He's been Joe. This has been the Get Bit Podcast for this Friday, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other. And I promise we'll get through this. Live long and prosper, guys. We are out. Peace.